Known for his athleticism and never-say-die attitude, Michael Chandler, nicknamed Iron, has become a fan favorite and one of the most watchable fighters on the UFC roster. Despite a mix of results in the UFC, his gold-laden journey in Bellator showcases his entertaining and dangerous fighting style. In this video, we will relive his top 5 most memorable fights that solidified his status as one of the best in the business. Don't miss this action-packed countdown. Number 5. Patricky Freire vs. Michael Chandler II. Back in 2011, Bellator hosted a thrilling lightweight competition to determine the next challenger for the reigning champion, Eddie Alvarez. Among the talented contenders was Michael Chandler, who showcased his skills by defeating Marcin Held and Lloyd Woodward to secure his spot in the championship match against the highly anticipated Brazilian prospect, Patricky Freire, also known as Pitbull. The clash between Chandler, who had an undefeated record, and Pitbull created immense excitement among MMA fans. In his first shot at the gold medal in his professional career, Iron Chandler delivered an impressive performance, easily claiming a unanimous decision victory. 5 years later, fate brought them together again, but this time for a vacant lightweight championship in 2016. Chandler and Pitbull were chosen as the two contenders, setting the stage for a highly anticipated rematch at Bellator 157 Dynamite 2's co-main event. From the moment the fight began, Chandler wasted no time in pressuring his opponent. Both fighters cautiously gauged each other's range in the opening minutes, making for an intense start. Throughout the fight, Chandler's aggressive forward push and knockout potential forced Patricky Pitbull to retreat, visibly frustrating his Brazilian opponent with numerous feints. While Pitbull managed to avoid some early blows, he couldn't escape a devastating right-hand punch to the jaw, rendering him unconscious. In a spectacular turn of events, Michael Chandler claimed the Bellator lightweight championship for the third time after his impressive first-round knockout victory over Pitbull. This remarkable knockout continues to be hailed as one of the most precise and unforgettable moments in MMA history, once again solidifying Chandler's reputation as a true knockout artist. Number 4. Michael Chandler vs. Eddie Alvarez 1. In a thrilling showdown in the lightweight division, Michael Chandler faced off against Patricky Pitbull in the championship match in 2011. Chandler's victory by unanimous decision earned him a shot at the gold medal, as we covered in the previous entry. But the road to the top wasn't easy for Chandler, especially when he crossed paths with the dominant Eddie Alvarez. At the time, Alvarez was a force to be reckoned with, boasting far more experience than his competitors. While Chandler had only fought in 8 matches, Alvarez already had an impressive 24 fights under his belt. In the main event of Bellator 58, they collided in what would go down as one of the best fights in Bellator history. From the moment the combat began, both fighters launched into attack mode. Chandler showed his strength by knocking the champion to the ground twice within the first 20 seconds. Although Alvarez managed to recover and even the fight for a few minutes, Chandler once again sent him to the canvas in the closing moments of the opening round. The second round was tense, and it seemed like the challenger might be growing weary. But in the third frame, Alvarez made a stunning comeback, delivering many powerful shots that caught Chandler off guard. Against all odds, Chandler clung to the lightweight king and managed to survive until the end of the round. The fourth round showcased Chandler's championship spirit. He unleashed a powerful right overhand that brought Alvarez down, and Iron quickly gained full mount as both fighters were covered in blood and bruises. With relentless determination, Chandler applied a rear naked choke, forcing the long-reigning champion to submit. This epic battle displayed the heart, skill, and resilience of both fighters, and it etched their names in the history of Bellator. Michael Chandler's victory over Eddie Alvarez was a crowning moment in his career, solidifying his place as a dominant force in the lightweight division. Number 3. Michael Chandler vs. Sydney Outlaw. Bellator made its highly anticipated debut in Japan in 2019, teaming up with the Ritsen Fighting Federation for an unforgettable cross-promotion event. The Saitama Super Arena, known for its storied history, set the stage for an evening of electrifying matchups. The highlight of the night was the historic showdown between Fedor Emelianenko and Quinton Rampage Jackson. But another intriguing bout took place in the co-main event, featuring the determined Michael Chandler and Sydney Outlaw. Chandler, a former 3-time champion, had recently suffered a setback in a title match and was eager to redeem himself. Facing off against Outlaw at Bellator 237 in Japan, Iron Chandler was determined to return to title contention and make up for his past mistakes. The fight began at a somewhat measured pace, as Chandler cautiously avoided any takedown attempts, well aware of Outlaw's renowned submission skills. However, at the 2:59 mark of the first round, Chandler unleashed a powerful right blow that landed squarely on Sidney Outlaw's jaw, knocking him out cold and bringing a sudden end to the fight. This knockout showcased Chandler's signature explosive power, a skill that had earned him fame in previous fights. It was also a statement of his comeback, as he aimed to regain his status in the lightweight division after his defeat against Patricio Pitbull in the Bellator MMA lightweight title bout prior to this match. This encounter with Sidney Outlaw marked the fifth-to-last match of Michael Chandler's illustrious Bellator career. His subsequent rematch with Benson Henderson became his final fight under the leadership of Scott Coker. Number 2. Michael Chandler vs. Benson Henderson II. In an epic showdown, Michael Chandler faced off against former WEC and UFC 155-pound champion Benson Henderson for the final time under the Bellator banner. Their history goes back to 2016 when Chandler defended his lightweight title against Henderson, narrowly securing victory. Fast forward 4 years to Bellator 243's main event, and the stage was set for an intense battle. Chandler wasted no time, coming out of the gates with relentless forward motion and delivering powerful blows that put pressure on Henderson. Although Henderson landed some clean shots, Iron Chandler appeared unfazed. Then, just over 2 minutes into the opening round, Chandler unleashed a thunderous left cross that connected with Henderson's chin, sending him spinning to the ground. The former UFC champion couldn't recover, prompting the referee to stop the fight. In the post-fight interview, Chandler hinted at his departure from Bellator, expressing gratitude to the organization's crew. Despite avoiding a direct answer about challenging for the lightweight belt in his upcoming fight, Chandler's actions spoke louder than words. Less than a month later, he inked a contract with the UFC, signaling a new chapter in his fighting journey. Number 1. Michael Chandler vs. Dan Hooker. In an explosive co-main event at UFC 257, Michael Chandler made a grand entrance into the UFC lightweight division by securing a first-round TKO victory over Dan Hooker. The former Bellator lightweight champion joined the UFC in 2020 as a free agent, and in less than 3 minutes of his octagon debut, he left no doubt that he's a force to be reckoned with among the top 155-pound competitors in the world. Stepping into the spotlight, Chandler knew all eyes would be on him as he aimed to live up to the immense expectations surrounding his debut with the organization. Facing the tough-as-nails Dan Hooker from New Zealand, he knew he had to deliver a statement-making performance. After a preliminary feeling-out period, Chandler unleashed his trademark ferocity on Hooker, showcasing the same relentless aggression that had earned him numerous victories throughout his career. With a powerful left hook, Chandler knocked the number 6 ranked light heavyweight to the canvas while Hooker was trying to evade. Hooker found himself unable to recover from the onslaught of punches that followed, prompting referee Mark Goddard to intervene and stop the fight before any further damage could be inflicted. The thrilling bout came to an end just 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the first round, leaving no doubt that Chandler had arrived on the UFC scene with a bang. The left hand that led to the impressive TKO was a masterpiece, and it marked a significant turning point in the division's history. So that's it, guys. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Michael Chandler's unforgettable moments in the cage. From his dominant victories in Bellator to his explosive debut in the UFC, these bouts have left a lasting impression on fans worldwide. Which fight do you think deserves the top spot on this list? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with more thrilling content in the future.